strawberry tea, rapper's tea of choice.
So, Emdee, where are you from? Where you've been raised?
I'm from Reading in the UK, which is about 50 kilometers from London, and I lived there for my whole life until 2003 when I moved to Prague.
Takže Emdee říkal, že je z Readingu, což je asi 50 km od Londýna, a žil tam do roku 2003, kdy se přestěhoval do Prahy. How did you get to Czech Republic? Or why did you move?
I was traveling around Europe, like on the train pass and that, just chilling, sightseeing and that, and then I come to Prague. I was only supposed to be here for 1 week, and then a week was a month was a year, and now it's 7 years in April, man. So it was just like pure coincidence. I just liked the city, so I stayed.
So what you've been doing in England, like rap?
So with Tuco, like back in the day, he used to throw some parties called Living Proof, and then after they were called Southbound, and it was well, it developed into one of the biggest hip hop nights in the UK at the time, and I was hosting like there with Rodney P, who's a UK legend, and with C Monts, who's out here now as well. So we were hosting it, a lot of other acts were coming through, and I was spitting as well. Like the first track I recorded was on Tuco's mixtape, which was called Exposing the Fakeness, and that came out in like 2000, in the year 2000.
Emdee, to be honest, I hear this album for the first time right now, the Flotion Picture.
Okay.
And I think that a lot of our listeners do. So has it same concept of a story or something?
Well, kind of like the whole record is kind of like a biography of mine, or most of it anyway. And then there's some other tracks that are the story tracks as well, like about like Little Ricky and Who's That and stuff. So the whole album worked kind of like, I wanted it to be like a movie, like from the start to the finish. So it starts with the history of me, and then I die at the end of the album. And so like I put it together as the movie thing, and I was trying to think about a title, and I was listening to a Bone Thugs track that came out called Flow Motion, and then someone said motion picture, and I was like, oh shit, Flotion Picture. So you know, flow rap. So we put it together like that, and then I had the idea for the artwork. To keep it like the whole cinema movie thing as well, so I made some really bad drawings and sent them to Famous, and then he put together the artwork, man, and I was really pleased with it. Like I think it's a sick package. So.
You know, it kind of reminds me of Ludacris' album, The Theater of the Mind.
But that was a few years after.
Yeah.
I won't say which year, but
I know. Na track z tohoto alba, který se jmenuje Little Ricky Part 1, o kterém jsme tady mluvili, je to příběhová věc.
And I was produced by DJ Fate.
Produkoval to Fate, přesně jsem chtěl teďka říct. What exactly is this track about?
It's about like the social situation in England at the time, and I guess now as well, just about these little kids that are like, you know, between 13 and 15 or whatever, and they running around on road like, you know, selling drugs or robbing people and that, like basically just the problem with the youth, because of there's no infrastructure for them. There's about single mothers, like teenage mothers, 16-year-old girls having babies, and oh no, sorry, that's a different track. What am I talking about? This track is just it's a long time ago. This track is just about a kid who's young, and he's getting into some shit.
Okay, then yeah, you got a lot of big producer names, like Czech names on the album. How was the work with them?
Yeah, it was cool. I've known Witch since like 2003, and we'd worked together before with the Regime stuff, like with Change the Channel, with Who Are Ya, and a few other things we've done with Witch as well. So it's good. I like working with Witch. He's very professional, and he's got he's got his established sound, and yeah, it's good. Recording with him is good too. With Traffic, we rapped on Traffic's first beat. We were the first rappers as the Regime to rap over Traffic's production, which was To a New Bitch from Neighbour Hip Hop Mix. And Kato, it was cool to work with Kato as well, but it was a bit of a long thing. Like his PC was broken at the time, and it was real. Like literally, we got the final version of that track the same day we were taking it for the master. So it was lucky to get it on there. And then the other production was from Australia, from Germany, from Hungary, from some other, like from all around. Like.
Yeah, so why there are not some like Czech guests on the album, or?
Well, for me as an English artist, I can market the project outside of the Czech Republic. So like, you know, we have people that were into the record, that were buying the record from Germany or from France or England or Poland or wherever. So to put the Czech language on there then kind of closes it into only the Czech market, because it's no longer really accessible for other people. So the guests on there were English guests, which was Simons, and Emdee, who's actually Polish, and which kind of goes back on what I said about Czech language. But I met Emdee when I started working on the album, and she gave me a CD, and I was really into her voice and her flow, like her whole style. So I wanted to put her on the record, and I thought, you know, there's Polish people everywhere anyway, so it would be okay. So yeah, and I think she smacked it. So I was really happy with her verse on there as well.
No, hip hop is full of Polish people.
Yeah. Always the most rowdy, they're there for the party. It's good.
Emdee, on the Motion Picture album, you use a lot of classic beats.
Mm-hmm.
You're not into like dirty south or this, you know, party styles.
I like some southern music. Like I like Bun B, I like EGK, Pool, like, you know, Scarface. But you know, I'm not from the dirty south, like, so I don't rap over crunk beats. But the album as well, like, it was a, you know, part of the concept was that it was a classic hip hop record anyway. The new album's got kind of a different sound here and there. Like the first single was a similar vibe, like Recession Music was quite similar, and then the next single was a bit more something that you wouldn't expect from me. And then on the record there's some different beats. There's some harder hip hop beats, like the producers on there. There's Witch, there's Traffic, there's a young guy from Slovakia called Nazor, Mad Skill as well, Snow Goons from Germany. So a bit of a different sound from the last record, so a little more varied.
Okay, you're never thinking about doing grime music?
Nah, like I like grime to listen to, but that's not really my era. Like I'm a bit older than the grime kids, you know. Like, and you know, I can spit double time, and maybe we could, you know, put a grime beat into the show sometimes or something. But I don't really make grime. But
okay.
if a producer give me the track, wants a grime track, I can do it, but not for an album or something.
So is this album supposed to be like different, or just regular album with tracks and
What do you mean?
different themes, or is it supposed to be like, you know, one thought through an album?
If it's a concept album?
Yeah.
Not particularly. Like I said, there's a running theme of travel through it, but not like travel like tourism, but like a travel through, a travel, you know, travel through life, or travel through music, or, you know, just in general. Like, I don't know why either. Just when I was writing the first few tracks, it was just something that happened to be running through them. So, but you know, not as tight of a concept as the last album.